Hello, I'm here again. I'm going to discuss part two, but before I do that, I want to discuss your mini lesson. I'm in class 78, and you can see that some people have completed the mini lesson and some haven't. If you have a 0, you did not complete it. If you go into the mini lesson, again, directions are here. I don't want comments. This is not okay with me. I asked for you to submit a Google document, so not here. It says explain what you think is happening, write a paragraph, and submit to this do now. When it's on your screen, these are the submissions. So these are the people who submitted it in the correct area. If you're not, if we go back to the grade book, and I don't see a little blue box, which is supposed to look like a little blue piece of paper or a submission by your name, it means you didn't do it. This is 10 points. So go ahead, go back in, watch the video, write a brief paragraph in a Google Doc, and submit it if you want that 10 points. And a mini lesson should come before your real lesson. So this should be done first, not after. So enough with that. Let's go back to your latest one where you can see there's plenty of people who have not done it. We're going to go to part two. So part two, I've actually done the hardest part for you, which it's actually not that hard, is to put the data into Google Sheets. So first of all, Google Sheets can be found in Drive. So if you were to do your own, you could go into your Drive, and then you would look up here where it says new, and you would look up to a particular Google Sheets is what you're looking for, and it's going to pull this up, and you can give it a name. But like I said, I've already done this for you, but that's actually how you find Google Sheets. So I'm going to go back to here where I've actually done it for you. I made a link. I took the data from the bar graph, or not the bar graph, I'm sorry, from the chart that was here in near the bottom of this worksheet, the one that you had to look at for high and low tide and then do the tidal range for. So you wanted to input the high tide and the low tide only, and this is what it would look like if I had asked you to do this yourself. But like I said, I already had this done for you. I made a video for you. So again, part two, you basically highlight whatever works on your device, and I don't know if that was where it stops. Let me get out of there. Go back up and make a copy first. Put your name, take out copy of and write your name also. Now that it's all highlighted, the data I want, I have the month, January, then I have the high tide and the low tide. It's all highlighted. All I do is go up here, insert chart. It's going to pick the best one that the software recognizes should be used for this type of data, which in this case is a line chart. So you can go ahead and start with here. I do want a line and I do want a bar graph chart. But if we go to the line graph chart, I do ask you to center the title, which you can easily do by going down here and title format. This means it's on the left. We want to center it. You hit the middle. Another thing that I personally would do, it highlights it for you, which is great. Maybe make the font a little larger, and also make it a color that is formal, like black. It's going to stand out a little more. And then you already have a legend right here, so that kind of works out well. But you also need to add, right here it says January. To be more accurate, we should actually write days, or you could write days in January. And again, center, make larger, turn the color to black so it's more formal looking. And then, oh look, it's moving that thing. It's odd. Okay. And then over here, what you don't have is the vertical axis. We go here and you need a name. And remember, those numbers are for meters, or how high or low tide that gets in measured units of meters. So we're going to write meters. And then you can see it's already appeared over here. Again, center it, make it larger, so on. Another thing I do want you to add is down here, go to series and hit data labels. So the cool thing about this is that not only do you see just the pattern, but you actually see the exact numbers and kind of like where I might say like, what happened on the 5th? What happened on the 15th? What happened over here? Is this the 16th? And you can actually get a little more precise with these days. Have them 1 through 30 if you want. Those can be edited as well. I think you can, let's see, log scale. No, we don't like that. But go ahead and kind of work from it and see what else you can change to make it maybe show a little bit more, show all the numbers, which I'm not going to look right now because minor grid line count. Let's see. Look, you can add in more to get a little more precise, and then you can actually add the numbers in here. Treat labels as text, reverse access, but setup, I would have to probably go in and then just start figuring out where I can put in all those numbers. So it goes 0 to 1, 1 to 100. We don't, the default, and it's basically 1 to 30, right? So log scale. Yeah, I don't like that one. From data, auto. What's this? I'm not really sure what that shows. So I'm just trying to figure out how I can get all these numbers here. But you don't have to do that because I didn't ask you to do that. I was just kind of seeing what minor grid count. Oh, this might be it. 1. Auto. Does it do anything? Minor grid. Oh, it went back to there. And we go back to 10. Goes there. Major grid count. Major grid line color. So again, you can kind of just see what you can change with your numbers here. With that being said, this would be your first graph. I can actually take out the minor and just do like 1, so it looked like before. And then what you want to do is actually go in here and click on these 3 dots and hit copy chart, copy it. You're going to open a Google document, and it's easiest for me. Sometimes you can find the doc, I think, at the bottom of your page, but I'll just go into new, Google Doc, paste, coming in, working slowly. Okay, and then you're going to go back to here. Go back to right here. And we're gonna go to setup. I'm gonna go up here to the chart type and change this to bar graph. So what you see happening is you have to fix this again, center it. You can go here, chart title. Remember, scroll down, hit center, make the font larger, make it black. You do have the legend, add the meters in over here. It says January at the bottom, but you're going to want to add days. Actually, look at that. I love, they actually have all the days here. So I love that. And then what we want to do so that there's a little more data on this table, which I did ask for, was we're going to go to series and add data labels. So I know some of you mentioned that it looked a little busy, but I think you can actually probably make this chart a little larger, which kind of spreads out the numbers a bit so you can see them. So again, I can make this larger, like way larger, like that, right? Even larger. I can do it this way. And if I can get up to the top, I'm going to go over here and I'm looking for those 3 dots so I can copy this. Go here and copy chart and go back to my, I didn't title this doc yet, but again, I'm gonna go below it, copy it in. See again though, I'm missing this, I didn't add meters, but it does have all the days and it does have the high tide data values, low tide for every single day for the 30 days. Now the pattern I'm looking for that I really wanted you to notice is that offhand, if I'm going to say, okay, I think the full moon or the new moon is anywhere, I'm going to say it's got to be like here and then here. And then I would say the lowest has to be like maybe here, and then the back here would be your first quarter, and then you have your last quarter. But look at the dates, look for those patterns because you'll see those. And then I might, this almost looks like I would question this data right here. Like what happened? Why did that pop up so high? That seems to be out of range. Like, and that does happen on when you collect data. Sometimes there's errors and sometimes you can just kind of say, okay, this doesn't make sense to me. You can even take it out. But we're going to leave it for now, but don't be surprised if you just see values like this sometimes that don't really fit in with the rest of all the data you've been collecting. They're often called outliers. And then just at the bottom of this, you're supposed to, your opinion based on the patterns you see and that we're talking about high tide, low tide, and how the tides change because of the gravitational pull by the moon and the sun. Which graph do you like better, line or bar, and why? So you just say, I like the, tell me which bar graph better. And you're not, pick what you like better. Some people like the bar, some people like the line, just explain why. So once this is done, you can actually do this, but put it on, just like write graphs for Baja tide charts and put your name in front. You do your initials, something that identifies it as your own work. And then you're going to submit this doc by going back into, right here would be where your submission is. You hit submit, connect to your Google app, and then it should be the very top Google Doc you were last working on, which is this one. Okay, so I hope that helps a little bit. I'm going to go back just to show you this quick sheet again. And again, please look your work over, get it done. Let me know if you have any questions, specific questions. But keep in mind that you should see a pattern connected to how high the tide is and how low the tide is based on the moon's position through its 30-day revolution around Earth, approximately 30 days. And takes us 1 day to rotate. So again, that's why we see the sunrise, sunset, and also the moonrise and moonset. And because we're turning, that's what affects our tides as well. Okay, so, and then while we're turning, the greatest tides will be also when the moon has basically reached full moon. You'll have, if you think of a line, a scale, just a straight line, if you have the sun on the left, then Earth in the middle, and then the moon on the other side, and they're not perfectly in line with each other, like the moon's up a bit, you're going to have a full moon. And then the new moon is when we can't see it because the sun comes first, then the moon as it's making its way around Earth and then Earth itself. So we don't